Hey everybody, and welcome back, and we are making that new character and going back all the way to level 3. Now, I'm going to be taking you guys along with me on most of the questing that we will be doing, and just kind of getting up skills and using some methods that I had shown in some of my previous videos. Hopefully that you guys are kind of ready to follow along with me as I go through this, kind of do some beginner quests, and kind of just start putting out a little bit more of some fresh content. We are definitely going to be having some quest guides, some skill guides, and just a bunch of different stuff that kind of supplements into the new run, as I can't really do much else now with KingRavioli, just because we have gotten to a point where I am kind of at end level quests, and all of my gear is near kind of the end, so I figure maybe it would just be better to kind of start it. So here we are in Tutorial Island, and of course, if you haven't done this before, there is not really too much to it. You kind of just talk to the instructor, and you let them know if you've been here before or not, and we'll make our way down to the survival expert, and she will go ahead and give us a net to catch some shrimp. Now, we're going to kind of cheese it right here by fishing for more shrimp than we're supposed to get. And you can kind of do this with levels of anything that doesn't require combat, because they will not let you cheese the combat skill. Because when they give you the wooden sword and the shield and the bow and arrow, they will not allow you to continually attack rats, which is fine. We're gonna get our cooking up real quick just to kind of get a head start on things, and we'll probably tackle Cook's Assistant when we get into Lumbridge, just for a quick cooking level and to focus on non-combat skills, because I would like to kind of work on everything else but combat skills and kind of take my time with this run. So once again, thank you so much for joining, and if you are new to the channel, feel free to stick around, watch a couple of videos. You can subscribe if you want. Of course, there's no obligation to that. But it is good to see you guys, and I wish you all a happy holidays. Christmas is just around the corner, and everybody is so busy. So, no hard feelings if you can't stick around too long, but this is what we're going to be doing. And Spare Lasagna is going to be our name, just to kind of go with my normal account names. Everything kind of has something to do with a kind of noodle. But here we are, cooking some shrimp. And of course, we're going to be burning food a heck of a lot more than we used to, just because we are back to the basics. And it is really refreshing to get back into a run, especially when you've been such a high level for so long, because grinding one level for 3 to 4 hours is, it's worth the payoff, but it definitely isn't as exciting as going from bronze to steel to black to mithril to adamant to ruin. And we just finished up at the survival expert, and we're going to run down here to the culinary artiste and go ahead and make some bread. All right. So, bucket of water, pot of flour, over to the range, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, we have bread. So now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and continue on with this little journey. And there's been so many different openings to RuneScape. I think I remember specifically there being 3 different ones that I've experienced personally. And it kind of feels like a fever dream, but does anybody remember the one where you had to kill a dragon underneath Lumbridge? Or is that just me? I specifically remember that being actually quite favorable in my opinion. I kind of like that opening, but nothing beats a classic Tutorial Island. This was the very first place that I'd ever been when I was introduced to RuneScape, back when old school RuneScape wasn't even a thing. Back in 2008, playing, just figuring everything out. And here we are, down to learn how to do some mining quick. And of course, you can still cheese this too. When he gives you your pickaxe, you can go ahead and go to the tin and the copper ore and just kind of gather up as many as you want. There isn't any real restriction on how many you can take, of course. It really depends on you, just what you want your levels to be at. And I've never been a big person for smithing and mining, so this isn't necessarily a skill that I put a lot of time into, and maybe in this run I will put more time into it. Now, starting out, of course, we're going to be shot into Lumbridge, and to get our skills up combat-wise, we're going to take ourselves over to the cows, because cows have lower defense and don't really hit very high numbers, and you do get kind of a basic setup when you do leave here, but there are a couple of quests that you can also do that might actually get you better gear a little bit quicker. Now, I don't remember if it's the combat instructor who will give you a shield and sword. I don't know why I was struggling so hard with that right away. Or if it's the quest that you get Reese's equipment, or if that's a newer quest. And it's been so long since I've restarted, so it's definitely not something that I can recall right away. And we're going to go ahead and make the dagger. And then he'll want you to move along, but we're going to make a couple of daggers here. And almost to smithing 2, but that's okay. Don't really need that too much. And I think we're going over to the combat expert right now. Yep. Okay, so sword and shield and bow and arrow. That is going to be the main directive of this little area here. And unfortunately, this is an area that you cannot cheese at all. It will only allow you to kill one rat with both sword and shield and bow and arrow. So we're going to go ahead and walk on in here and slay our first creature of the run, which will be a rat. And I'm sure everyone's first creature will also be a rat. I'm not sure if you can even leave Tutorial Island without killing a rat. But, yep, see, you already done that. Perhaps you should learn about ranged combat. And you go over, and he gives you the bow and arrow. And then you start shooting this right beyond the fence. And initially I thought you had to go in there. But this is just teaching you about safe spotting. So there we go. Some decent, just ones. After all, they only have 3 health, so yeah, see, can't cheese it. It won't even let you kill more than one. So we're gonna go ahead and inventory dump in the bank real quick. Just everything in there real quick. All right. Now I think we are on to learn about prayer. If not prayer, I think it's magic. Now, you know what? I don't remember them teaching you about poles back in RuneScape when it first came out. Back in when Tutorial Island was like the basis of things. Oh, this is the bank guy. He's gonna tell me about using my bank and how to set a password and worlds and whatnot. Not super important. I'm sure all of you have a very good understanding of this. And, well, if you don't, you can take your time through Tutorial Island. And let's make our way through the next door. And out we go to the chapel to go ahead and learn about prayer. And I think he's just going to run us through praying at altars and skills that you can obtain. Yep. All right. And over to the friends list. Oh, he actually included friends in this. A little bit different. All right, out we go. And I'm not sure what the first thing that'll be covering might be. It might just be a quest guide for some of the free-to-play quests. Also could be how to get combat levels up very quickly. And I'm always open to suggestions, so if you do have an idea for something, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. I'll be sure to see what I can do. And I think, oh yeah, the home teleport. Alright, and then we have to kill a chicken with Wind Strike. Just tap the spell book, chicken, and we're going outside. Okay, one more time. Back in the house, Wind Strike, Spellbook. Wind Strike. Chicken. Dead. Oh, shit, we hit a 2. Oh, they won't let you kill the chicken. They just wanted you to harass the chicken. Well, everybody, we're going off to Lumbridge. And no, unfortunately, we're not going to do an Iron Man run, so maybe next time. Alright, and wham! Back in a Lumbridge. So, I cannot wait to get more into the series. It was a pleasure having you guys stop by, and I can't wait to see you next time.